This is All India Radio. We now bring you a special news program on COVID-19. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur. With me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Government exempts more services from restriction under 21-day lockdown. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share a video message with the people in a short while from now. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu to hold video conference with states and union territories in wake of COVID-19. Food Corporation of India ensures uninterrupted supply of wheat and rice across the country. Home Ministry asks states to widely publicize the penal provisions regarding violations of lockdown measures. Action COVID-19 team to start 50 initiatives through grants to combat economic fallout due to coronavirus. Government issues standard operating procedure to arrange transit of foreign nationals stranded in India. Justice Rajneesh Oswal sworn in as permanent judge of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh under Indian Constitution. The centre has exempted more services from restrictions under the 21-day countrywide lockdown. Services involved in direct marketing of agricultural produce, Anganwadi workers and Ayush-related health facilities are now listed as exempt from restrictions under lockdown. Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla wrote to the State Chief Secretaries clarifying that people and logistics involved in the running of these services will be exempted on the lines of other essential services. These services include distribution of food items and nutrition support by Anganwadi workers once in 15 days at the doorsteps of beneficiaries like children, women and lactating mothers. Those involved in direct marketing of farm produce with assistance from government authorities, hospital and related medical services under Ayush and manufacturing and packaging of drugs under this category have also been exempted as per the latest directive. The centre, however, said social distancing and proper hygiene practices must be ensured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share a video message with the people at 9 a.m. today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that at 9 this morning, he will share a small video message with his fellow Indians. Earlier, the Prime Minister has outlined that the common goal for the country is to ensure minimum loss of life due to COVID-19 pandemic. Interacting with chief ministers of states via video conferencing yesterday to discuss measures to combat COVID-19, Mr. Modi said, testing, tracing, isolation and quarantine should remain the areas of focus. He highlighted the necessity of maintaining supply of essential medical products, availability of raw material for manufacture of medicines and medical equipment. The Prime Minister said it is necessary to ensure the availability of separate, dedicated hospital facilities for COVID-19 patients. To increase the availability of doctors, he asked the states to tap into the resource pool of Ayush doctors, organize online training and utilize paramedical staff, NCC and NSS volunteers. President Ramnath Kovind, along with Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, will hold a video conference from Rashtrapati Bhavan today with governors, lieutenant governors and administrators of all states and union territories to contain and manage the crisis arising from the outbreak of COVID-19. This will be the second such video conference with governors, lieutenant governors and administrators of states and UTs. In the first video conference held on 27th of last month, 14 governors and Delhi Lieutenant Governor shared experiences in their territories. The remaining governors, LGs and administrators will share their experiences today. The agenda of the conference will be the status of COVID-19 in the states, the role of voluntary organizations and private sector in complementing the efforts to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. A total of 2,069 confirmed cases of novel coronavirus or COVID-19 have been reported in the country so far. Out of the total cases, 155 patients recovered and have been discharged from the hospitals, while 53 patients have died. Briefing media in New Delhi yesterday, Joint Secretary Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Love Agarwal said around 400 positive cases of COVID-19 have been identified from different states including Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Delhi, Telangana, Jammu and Kashmir and Assam, which are linked to Tablighi Jamaat cluster. Mr. Agarwal said on Wednesday, Cabinet Secretary Rajiv Gauba has asked the states for complete contact tracing of Tablighi Jamaat participants. Joint Secretary in the Home Ministry Punya Salila Srivastav said that 9,000 people who are Tablighi Jamaat workers having primary contacts have been identified and placed under quarantine, out of which 1,306 are foreigners and rest are Indians. She also informed that out of about 2,000 Tablighi Jamaat members in Delhi, 1,804 have been quarantined and 334 who were symptomatic have been admitted to hospitals.
The Food Corporation of India FCI is ensuring uninterrupted supply of wheat and rice throughout the country during the lockdown period. Even in this challenging operational environment, FCI is able to meet the increasing demand of food grains by gearing up the pace of supply of wheat and rice throughout the country, mostly by rail. Our correspondent has the details.
FCI is fully prepared to meet the food grain requirement under the National Food Security Act of 5 kg per month to the beneficiaries. Besides, the corporation is also ready to meet additional demand including supply of 5 kg per person for next 3 months to over 81 crore people under PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. FCI has currently over 56 million metric tons of food grain. Since the day of lockdown, FCI has moved 410 rakes carrying over 11 lakh metric tons of food grains. FCI is conducting e-auctions under open market sales scheme for providing wheat to the empaneled roller flour mills and state government to ease the supply of constraint in the market. While we in All India Radio are in office to give you all the updates, you stay home and stay safe. With Anand Kumar, Anupam Mish, AR News, Delhi.
The Home Ministry has asked states to widely publicize the penal provisions regarding violations of lockdown measures to fight COVID-19. Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla has written a letter to all the states in this regard. The government had imposed a 21-day nationwide lockdown to break the chain of transmission of the COVID-19 in the country. Joint Secretary Punya Salila Srivastav informed media that the ministry, in collaboration with the states, is ensuring the enforcement of lockdown.
लॉकडाउन मेजर्स का वायलेशन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट और इंडियन पीनल कोड के प्रावधानों के तहत दंडनीय अपराध है और इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में होम सेक्रेटरी ने सभी स्टेट्स और यूटीज को लिखा है कि पब्लिक अथॉरिटीज और सिटीजन्स के बीच इन कानूनों के प्रावधानों को वाइडली सर्कुलेट करें जिससे कि हमारा लॉकडाउन इफेक्टिव हो.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has expressed happiness that the startup entrepreneurs are trying to find solutions to various problems linked to COVID-19. He welcomed the launch of Action COVID-19 team, which is starting a 100 crore rupees program aimed to seed over 50 initiatives through grants to combat the economic fallout of COVID-19 in the country. Mr. Goyal yesterday held a meeting through a video conference with the stakeholders of startup ecosystem, including developers, leading startups, angel investors and others, to assess the impact of COVID-19 and lockdown in the country.
The government has launched a mobile app developed in public-private partnership to bring the people of the country together in a resolute fight against COVID-19. The app, called Arogya Setu, joins Digital India for the health and well-being of every Indian. The app will enable people to assess themselves the risk for their catching the coronavirus infection. It will calculate this based on their interaction with others using cutting-edge Bluetooth technology, algorithms and artificial intelligence. Once installed in a smartphone through an easy and user-friendly process, the app detects other devices with Arogya Setu installed that come in the proximity of that phone. The app can then calculate the risk of infection based on sophisticated parameters if any of these contacts is tested positive. Home Ministry has issued standard operating procedure for transit arrangements for foreign nationals stranded in India. The ministry said that only those foreign nationals will be allowed to leave India who are asymptomatic for COVID-19. It said in case of symptomatic person, the future course of treatment will be followed as per standard health protocol. The ministry said it has been brought to the notice that a number of foreign nationals are stranded in different parts of the country due to lockdown measures. Home Ministry said some foreign countries have approached Government of India for evacuation of their nationals to their countries. The ministry said it has been decided that requests received from foreign governments will be examined by External Affairs Ministry on case-to-case basis. The ministry said that the chartered flight will be arranged by the concerned foreign government in consultation with Ministry of Civil Aviation, Government of India.
This is All India Radio giving you a special program on COVID-19. Let's take a look at the headlines once again. Government exempts most services from restriction under 21-day lockdown. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share a video message with the people in a short while from now. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu to hold video conference with states and union territories in wake of COVID-19. Food Corporation of India ensures uninterrupted supply of wheat and rice across the country. Home Ministry asks states to widely publicize the penal provisions regarding violations of lockdown measures. Action COVID-19 team to start 50 initiatives through grants to combat economic fallout due to coronavirus. Government issues standard operating procedure to arrange transit of foreign nationals stranded in India. Justice Rajneesh Oswal sworn in as permanent judge of High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh under Indian Constitution. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In Gujarat, 3 more COVID-19 patients were discharged yesterday after full recovery. So far, 10 patients have been discharged. Our correspondent reports the state police has traced 12 more persons who had attended the religious congregation at Nizamuddin in Delhi, taking the total number of attendees from the state to 84 so far. We have a report.
State DGP Shivanand Jha said out of the 12 traced yesterday, 8 belong to Surat while 4 others are from Ahmedabad. He said all of them were home quarantine. Mr. Jha said the search is on to trace others who attended the event. Meanwhile, police will strengthen the drone surveillance in cities and societies to keep a check on assembly of people during the lockdown. DGP said that the services of NCC cadets and retired policemen will be taken to ensure that people follow lockdown seriously. Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
In Tamil Nadu, with 309 confirmed cases of novel coronavirus, the containment plan has been further intensified in the state. Our correspondent reports that the local bodies in several areas have undertaken novel initiatives to implement social distancing norms.
Crowd management remains one of the topmost priorities in the war against the SARS-CoV-2. The authority to grant special permission for people to travel has been restricted to district collectors and Chennai Corporation Commissioner. All grocery shops and retail outlets selling vegetables, fruits and meat have been asked to down their shutters after 2:30 p.m. every day. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
In Himachal Pradesh, 3 more positive cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Una district. Haryana Chief Minister Shri Manohar Lal said that 1,277 Nizamuddin returnees, including 107 foreign return, have been identified in various districts of the state. The Chief Minister said that passports of those returned from other countries have been confiscated. Apart from this, FIRs have been registered against them and action is being taken accordingly. He said 725 such people have been kept in quarantine. In Chhattisgarh, the power stations run by National Thermal Power Corporation NTPC at Sipat, Korba and Lara have taken up several initiatives in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. More from our Raipur correspondent.
NTPC has distributed large number of masks, sanitizers and soaps among health workers and migrant contact workers. The power station also distributed ration kits. Regional Executive Director of Western Region Headquarters of NTPC, Vinod Chaudhary, said that the power stations are taking all possible steps to ensure uninterrupted generation of power.
उभरते परिदृश्य में सभी 3 बिजली घरों ने राष्ट्र में अनविरत बिजली आपूर्ति सुनिश्चित करते हुए कर्मचारियों की तैनाती में रैशनलाइजेशन किया गया है.
Employees of NTPC are donating one-day salary to the PM Cares Fund. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
The Jammu and Kashmir administration has been making tireless efforts to reach out to the general public during the current crisis in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. Almost all the departments in the Kashmir Valley are contributing significantly to prevent the spread of the pandemic. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
Bandipora Rashtriya Rifles, in coordination with a local cable operator, has come up with a unique idea to engage and entertain the local population by screening the latest blockbuster movies throughout the week. The blockbuster series started with a screening of Surma movie with an aim to assist the administration in maintaining the proper lockdown in the district to fight against the ongoing pandemic. This is Sunil Kohl for AR News from Srinagar.
In Assam, reports have appeared in a section of social media citing a tweet according to which people have been advised not to go to certain areas by Golpada police since these areas were visited by a person who is now in quarantine. Assam police has categorically said that no such orders have been issued by Golpada police. This is a fake Twitter account and people must not be swayed by such fake reports. Be aware of any such misleading information and do not fall for it. Stay home, stay safe.
In Madhya Pradesh, the Nishadpura rail coach factory in Bhopal has readied 40 special coaches to be used for isolating coronavirus patients. Our correspondent reports that apart from these 40 coaches prepared in Bhopal, 70 coaches are being prepared in Ratlam division.
The Nishadpura coach factory staff has converted sleeper coaches into isolation facilities. Ratlam DRM Vijay Gupta told to AIR that the work of replacing the old sleeper coaches into isolation ward has also been started in Ratlam division of Western Railway.
इस कोच में मेडिकल स्टाफ के लिए एक रूम बनाया जा रहा है और मिडिल बर्थ हटा के जो 6 के एरिया में सिर्फ एक पेशेंट को रखा जाएगा और के लिए एक टॉयलेट को बाथरूम में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं.
Each coach has the capacity to accommodate 10 patients at a time. Oxygen supply and other medical equipment have also been installed in these coaches. Every section would be isolated with the help of curtains. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Karnataka, State Finance Department has announced that financial assistance under Garib Kalyan Yojana will be deposited in Jan Dhan accounts of all the beneficiaries by the 9th of this month. More from our correspondent.
The Health Department is training block-level officers to be part of surveillance teams that trace low-risk contacts of COVID-19 positive cases. There are 8,146 persons in 1,328 COVID-19 surveillance teams. The team thereafter conducts a survey to identify such contacts. The team is now assisted by the block-level officers who are familiar with the locality. The block-level officers are given training on standard operating procedures to be followed while approaching the primary and secondary contacts of COVID-19 positive cases. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Kerala is on high alert after 21 fresh COVID-19 positive cases were confirmed in the state, taking the total number of patients to 256. We have a report.
A total of 286 cases were confirmed in Kerala so far, of which 28 people recovered and 2 deaths were reported. The worst hit Kasaragod district alone has over 100 active patients. Over 1,65,000 people are presently under observation in the state. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that the state government plans to create 1 lakh more isolation beds and temporary COVID hospitals across the state. The government will take over the homestays and hotels in the state for the same. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
In Telangana, 27 fresh COVID positive cases were reported yesterday. With this, the total number of cases rose to 154. All new cases were linked to the religious congregation held at Nizamuddin in Delhi last month. Maharashtra government has identified 30 hospitals across the state that will treat only coronavirus patients. There would be 2,305 beds across these hospitals. State Health Minister Rajesh Tope said a notification has been issued declaring these hospitals as exclusive coronavirus facilities. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 positive patients has reached 423 in the state. In Bihar, 5 fresh cases of COVID-19 were reported during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases in the state to 29. Among 5 new positive cases, 2 each are from Gopalganj and Gaya districts, while remaining 1 is of Saran district. 3 patients have recovered so far, while 1 person has died.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Prasun Chatterjee, Geriatric Medicine, All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS, has suggested to the senior citizens to stay at home as they are more prone to catch the COVID-19 infection.
Seniors are most prone to catch the infection and they have highest mortality for COVID-19 because they have weak immune system, poor biological reserve, and they have multiple disease. So they must stay at home.
Dr. Ambuj Roy of Cardiology Department AIIMS has advised the heart patients to follow social distancing.
My simple message to all of you today, especially heart patients, is that kindly, strictly follow the message of social distancing. It is to keep you safe and healthy.
To listen to other experts, tune in to our next bulletin. The News Services Division of All India Radio will resume its Urdu bulletin during the day on its usual time, 1:50 p.m. from today.
Justice Rajneesh Oswal was sworn in as a permanent judge of the Common High Court of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh yesterday. He was administered oath of office by Chief Justice Jammu and Kashmir High Court, Justice Geeta Mithal, in a simple but impressive ceremony in Jammu. He is the first judge of the High Court to take an oath under the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir, which ceased to have effect since August 5, 2019. On account of guidelines with regard to measures for containment to maintain social distancing, other judges of the J&K High Court joined the oath ceremony through video link. Defence Research and Development Organisation DRDO has developed a biosuit to keep the medical, paramedical and other personnel safe from the virus. Defence Ministry said the suit has been prepared with the help of the industry and subjected to rigorous testing for textile parameters as well as protection against synthetic blood. The ministry said DRDO is making all efforts to ensure that these suits are produced in large numbers and serve as robust line of defense for the medics, paramedics and other personnel in the front line combating COVID-19. The National Book Trust under the Ministry of Human Resource Development has released online questionnaire to assess community perception about the psychosocial impact of COVID-19. The questionnaire is set in Hindi and English of 7 segments aimed at assessing psychosocial impact of COVID-19 and the lockdown and how to cope. The 7 segments include parents, adolescents and youth, employees, professionals, self-employed and workers, differently abled, COVID-19 affected families and medical and essential services providers.
The government has turned 16 Hajj houses across the country into quarantine centres for COVID-19 cases. This was informed by Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. The Delhi police issued a notice to 7 people, including Tablighi Jamaat leader Maulana Saad Khanlvi, and lodged an FIR against them for holding a religious congregation in the city, allegedly in violation of the lockdown orders. The Delhi Police's crime branch wrote to Saad and others on Wednesday, seeking the details under Section 91 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Officials have also asked the organisation to produce a copy of the permission sought from police or any other authorities, if any, for holding a religious gathering in the premises. Details of audio-visual recording made by or in possession of any person who attended the gathering have also been sought. Details of people, both Indian and foreigners, who arrived at the Markaz after March 12th and their health conditions have also been demanded. According to the FIR, the Delhi police contacted the authorities of Markaz on 21st March and reminded them of the government order that prohibited any political or religious gathering of more than 50 people. Global coronavirus cases have surpassed 1 million figure. According to World Health Organization, over 10 lakh cases have been recorded across 188 countries, including 51,718 deaths. Of these fatalities, nearly 3/4 of the deaths are in Europe. Saudi Arabia recorded 165 fresh COVID-19 positive cases, bringing the total number of cases to 1,885. According to the Health Ministry, of the total cases, 328 people have recovered so far, while 21 persons lost their lives. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia has imposed 24-hour curfew in the holy cities of Makkah and Medina until further notice. US President Donald Trump was tested negative for coronavirus in his second test. P. Conley, physician to the US President, said that Mr. Trump was tested again for COVID-19 utilizing a new rapid point-of-care test capability. He added that the sample collection took just 1 minute and results were reported in 15 minutes. Talking to reporters, the US President said his second test was better and quicker than the first.
With the retelecast of its old iconic serials on DD National and DD Bharati during the lockdown, Doordarshan has again reinforced its position in the heart of Indians as the national broadcaster. According to a recent report by Broadcast Audience Research Council India, BARC, Doordarshan has achieved its objective to help people keeping themselves at home by telecasting the old classics. According to BARC, the retelecast of Ramayan garnered the highest ever rating for a Hindi GEC show since 2015. When BARC started measuring TV audience. In the wake of the countrywide lockdown for 21 days to deal with COVID-19 outbreak, the public service broadcaster had decided to retelecast the mythological series of Ramayan Mahabharat. Some of its other famous serials like Shaktiman, Shriman Shrimati, Chanakya, Dekh Bhai Dekh, Bunyad on DD National, and along with Mahabharat, it has also introduced Alif Laila, Upanishad Ganga on DD Bharati. People staying indoors due to lockdown to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus could benefit from yoga, which helps boost immunity. This was stated by an Indian-American cardiologist who has written guidelines on behalf of the American Heart Association on the role of meditation in cardiovascular disease. Dr. Indranil Basu Roy from Memphis Veteran Hospital in Tennessee said that when people are forced to isolate and stay in their homes like this in COVID-19 pandemic, it creates a great deal of anxiety and depression. He added that a large part of yoga involves meditation and breathing techniques that ameliorate stress. Dr. Ray further said that there is accumulated evidence that point to the fact that yoga and meditation practice boosts immunity, working at many levels, including neural. Thus, it is important to practice a daily dose of postures, asanas, and meditation to keep away anxiety, depression, and attendant decrease in immunity.
Amidst coronavirus outbreak, renowned dancer Sonal Mansingh has appealed to the people to respect social distancing norms and take all precautions to combat the pandemic.
Namaste, I'm Sonal Mansingh. I have just one small request. Staying at home, stay positive, stay creative. Don't allow negativity to enter your thoughts. Don't be lazy. There is so much to do, so much to think about, and be active. I think that's the only way we can really fight not only this pandemic, but fight over our own negativity and a tendency to give up. Get up, be active, be creative, and help others.
Actor Moni Roy has appealed to the people to come together in the fight against COVID-19.
You can always entertain yourself by being indoors, do something productive, being occupied indoors. Please do not go out. That's the need of this hour and we must follow it.
Singer and composer Shankar Mahadevan expressed his feelings for the country in this situation.
Hai watan watan mere abaad rahe tu, main jahan rahu jahan mein yaad rahe tu. Hai watan mere watan, hai watan mere watan. तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से पहुंचूं मैं जहां भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू.
Let's go over to some press highlights. All newspapers today talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction through video conference with chief ministers. The Hindustan Times leads with planned staggered exit from lockdown, PM tells CMs. To ensure fastest detection of all possible cases, ICMR suggests antibody tests in all new hotspots is another headline in the Hindustan Times. Caring for the elderly, Health Ministry issues advisory to elderly. Government asks them to stay at home, avoid meeting visitors, states the Hindu. In battle against corona, doctors turn to low-cost innovative ventilators is a front-page headline in the Times of India. In a change of style, the Economic Times informs work from home going to stay even after COVID scare is over. HR heads see it as a win-win solution, helping employees save on commute time and cost to cut establishment costs, raising productivity. And finally, in a bid to put resources to good use, Uber to deliver household essentials to consumers and Domino's Pizza, ITC Foods partner to make home delivery of essentials are the headlines in the Financial Express.
And now, before we end the special news program on COVID-19, the headlines once again. Government exempts more services from restriction under 21-day lockdown. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share a video message with the people in a short while from now. President Ramnath Kovind and Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu to hold video conference with states and union territories in wake of COVID-19. Food Corporation of India ensures uninterrupted supply of wheat and rice across the country. Home Ministry asks states to widely publicize the penal provisions regarding violations of lockdown measures. And with that, we end the special news program on COVID-19.